So apparently I'm a Virgo. That's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I am. And apparently also that's not supposed to be a good thing. At least with everyone I've met. Every time they ask me for my sign and I say I'm a Virgo, they're like, oh, you can't be trusted. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know some people think like horoscopes. Like if you don't know anything about this, I'm talking about horoscopes. They're about 12 signs depending on which month of the year you're born and the date of your birth. You're assigned um you're assigned a sign based on when you're born. And apparently this sign determines everything in your life. How your life is gonna pan out, the decisions you're going to make, and how you relate with people generally. So growing up I grew up as a Christian and I was taught that horoscopes were demonic in nature, like it's devil speaking. I remember some people came to our village at that time, and they could read hands. Like they could read the lines on your hand and tell you how your past has been, how your future will be, or something that is happening in your life at the moment. And it was surprising because people would just come up and say, "Oh, you're right. That actually happened." They say, "Your sister is dead" or something like that. It's like, "Yeah, my sister died a month ago." So it was shocking. I didn't want to have my hands read or anything like that, and neither did my parents at that time. But I was intrigued. I always thought these guys had some sort of power that I didn't know. Then I went online, and apparently there's a guide for reading the those lines on your hands. There's a very specific guide you can find online. Every characteristic of it is marked and what it means about your life. Apparently, these lines can say everything about your life since it started until it ended. I told a friend that I could read their hands. I thought it was something cool, and they looked at me weird, like I was some kind of creep of some sort who is engaging in some demonic things, I guess. But I got a weird look. But there was a time, like after I started questioning Christianity and that sort, there's a time I decided that I was going to visit a psychic. Yeah, a psychic, because I had been practicing some of these. I've talked in another video about the New Age movement and all that. So I'd been practicing these things of yoga, meditation, and all that. And there were bracelets for that. There were incense sticks for that. There were so many things that came along with the lifestyle that I was engaging myself in, which was not Christian. It was mostly, I would say, Buddhist, if I Buddhist with some Hindu touch here and there. They're not so different. So I went to a psychic, and I think anyone I told about is like, that's bullshit. They just make up things on the spot. They don't know anything. They can't tell you anything about yourself. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your money because you pay. You pay to see the psychic. But I was of a different opinion. I would say when I visited the psychic, I didn't tell her anything. I went and she told me. She directed me. She pointed at a seat. And then I went and sat there. Then she came and sat in front of me and was like, she started telling me things about myself. Oh, you're going through this. Oh, you have gone through this. Oh, this is going to happen to you. So many things. And I listen and I'm like, you're kind of right. I haven't told you anything. Haven't even told you my name, but you seem like 80% right about what you're talking about. How do you know? How do you get this power to tell about my life? She even predicted some things about my life. But those didn't go very well. She said I was gonna be very successful uh, in something. She read some cards there. She was reading some cards, and there was this figure who looked like Jesus of some sort, and she was showing me this is gonna be your life. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a great life. But I don't think it happened. I got schizophrenia. I dropped out of school. I couldn't work. I had restlessness. I had major depression. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk. I couldn't sleep. Yeah, things were not good. Yeah, and she said I was gonna get a girlfriend by the end of the year. I don't know how she knew I didn't have one. and the girlfriend was supposed to speak my language. If you know what that means, tell me. I don't know what that means. Maybe she's gonna be my tribe. Maybe she speaks Swahili. I mean, and maybe she speaks English because those are the languages that I speak. I don't know. I don't know what that meant. I'm still single. It's been like years. Yeah, I'm still single. So maybe that was not very right. Then I looked at it carefully. After these things didn't happen, that's when I started analyzing these things, and I'm wondering. She's quite smart, I would say. These things appear personalized in a way. Let me say they appear like personalized advice, but when you look clearly at them, like they could apply to anyone really. They sound right because whoever created these profession, the psychic and the horoscopes and everything, they kind of have a very good idea on human psychology and how we interpret facts and everything. Because I'm a Virgo, I would say. But even if I was to read another sign like Aries or Cancer, if someone interchanged the names, somewhere there's an Aries, they wrote Virgo, and where there's a Virgo, they wrote Aries, and I read it, I will be able to identify something in me like that, and it will be like 80% accurate. There is a website online where I was leading people to do this when I was so into this stuff, and it can actually predict your life. So I would ask after I was done, like it was a website, you'd plug in your birthday, date of birth, day of birth, month of birth, and year of birth, and then it would give you an outline of your mood, your personality, and your life. And a lot of people would tell me, that is around 80 to 95% accurate. Those are big percentages for someone who knows nothing about you. It kind of shows that human beings are we are not as unique as we'd like to believe. We are not as advanced as we'd like to believe. We are highly predictable beings. Like our entire life can be predicted just based on our birthday alone. That's mental. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But when I was in the moment, these things were new to me, and I was getting surprised every day. Like I would go and read, I would go and listen to these gurus on YouTube and all that, and I would be surprised at how smart they are. That's how it seems. The monks and all that. Every word that came out of their mouth seemed very smart. They seem to know the secrets of life apparently. I even explored the Freemasonry and all that because it's related to all that. And they seem to know the secrets of life, I would say. At least that's how it felt. But later I think I understood it as just psychology. Just understanding how the human being thinks and how you can make them feel comfortable, how you can make that human being feel understood, how you can make that human being feel special, I guess. I don't think it made me feel special. It made me feel like everyone else. I thought my problems were advanced or there are things no one had ever gone through. Or like my deepest secrets no one would know. But when when I read the horoscopes, I'm like, it sounds like they know my entire life, even without ever have met me. And how can you classify all human beings, all 8 billion of us, into 12 categories? Because there are only 12 signs. And that's supposed to cover the life of everyone who is alive, who has ever lived, and who will ever live. I don't know how they came up with that, but it's a brilliant thing. Try it. They told me it's a waste of money, but I didn't think it was a waste of money. It really opened up my mind in a manner I cannot explain really. But it was a wonderful experience. Someone poking into my brain and telling me my deepest secrets. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to know that. No one is supposed to know that. That's my deepest secret. It's supposed to stay within me. It's supposed to go with me to the grave. Who the hell allowed you to get into my mind? Because at some point I felt like they could get into my mind and read my mind. And I was very cautious at that time. I started monitoring the thoughts I was thinking. Because I was 100% sure there is someone who can actually read my mind in this world. And some of these gurus were training. Like there is this guy, I forget his name. But he went to India to learn about the secrets of life apparently. And he was saying there are secrets he cannot reveal to us because they are so serious. Like they are the core foundation of life itself. Like he's not allowed to share them on YouTube. And I was intrigued and wondering, how do these people know these things? Because it sounded like they had inherited some great wisdom about how life works from our ancestors, and they were transmitting it through the word of mouth. It's not written anywhere because it's very sensitive information that not everyone is supposed to access. And I really believed it. I really believe that our ancestors knew something about life that we don't nowadays. And I was reading the philosophers. I was especially interested in philosophy, and I still am interested in philosophy. I want to understand. Like I was listening to someone like Alan Watts. If you have listened, he's very popular. Uh, his whatever is very popular on YouTube. Or some Indian guru like Sadhguru. I would listen to them. I was like, these people know something about life that we don't. They seemed able to answer every question. They seem to know what is at the core of the human being, what disturbs the human mind, how the human mind thinks, how it defaults to doing certain things, how babies grow into adults, why babies do the things they do, why adults do the things we do, and just everything about life. They seem to have discovered a part of life that I had reserved for God. I thought only God is supposed to know, but there seem to be some very smart human beings who can point out exactly what is wrong with my thinking and how I obtained that wrongful thinking or that misguided thinking, and how I should change the things I should focus on. Like they will say, crush your ego, have no desires. I had advice like that. Like those are the things you are supposed to do so that you live a happy life. Because I think these lectures that they were giving are supposed to lead you towards a happy life, and it's about like leaving behind all your material possessions, leaving behind all your smartness. Like don't consider yourself smart or intelligent anymore, because the human mind is the same with the same problems since the beginning of time. So yeah, that was my experience with a psychic. So I don't know what you think about it. Some people seem to think it's a dumb thing to believe in. I've seen them. I've seen some people who would not tolerate anyone talking about horoscopes. Like they think it's stupid or some sort. But there is something to learn from it. There is something. It kind of shows you how unique, how not unique your mind is. Because I was feeling special, and I had felt special for a long time until just a random woman who I know nothing about, who was Indian, I think, and I'm not Indian, but she was able to describe my life perfectly. I'm not saying she was right, but it sounded right, and that's a talent. Making things sound right is a talent. Cause when she told me to come back for another session, I agreed and I was ready to come back for the other session because I believed I had gained some value from that session. I believed I had understood myself better. And I also believe these great things she prophesied are going to happen to me, even if they didn't happen. And even when they don't happen, my mind didn't tell me she was wrong. My mind just told me, these things probably delayed for one reason or another. I was also learning about manifestation. I was like, maybe I didn't manifest these things properly. Maybe I didn't follow the proper procedure. Maybe I didn't meditate properly. I didn't clear my mind properly. I wasn't relaxed enough. The music I was using was too distracting. Maybe it was rap music instead of jazz music. Those are the things I would tell myself. And I think these people who do horoscopes know that. They know that once 80% or 95% is true, you will ignore the 5% that is wrong. And the 5% is what actually should make you question everything. But I'm not questioning everything. I'm not for or against horoscopes. If you believe in them, that's up to you. You can gain a lot of insight from them. But you should also question them at some level. Whatever they get wrong, why do they get it wrong? But if I were to get 95% in an exam, I wouldn't be asking myself why I missed 5%. I would be celebrating. If I got 80% in an exam, I would not be asking myself where is the other 20%. I would be celebrating and saying I passed. So I think there is that bias. The human mind is quite predictable in so many ways. And some few words can make you think someone is reading your mind or someone understands you at a cosmic or astrological level. I think it's called astrology. That study of horoscopes and basically everything. So that's it. That's my experience as a Virgo.